Bro, what did you just say?
I just said bust what on my face?
Nah, bro, that's still gay.
No,
You're gay. He's gay.
I'm not gay.
He's gay.
Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. This video was, I believe it was a request. I've wanted to do it, but somebody also requested I do this video. If you asked for it, thank you. I can't remember who you are, sorry, but yeah, here it is. So, I don't think I've ever been like genuinely homophobic in my life. Like, to be quite honest, to be bare, but like to okay, there's the immature sort of uh like I don't think I've ever used gay as an insult casually. There's the like high school type of, I guess, homophobia, but like genuinely feeling like having genuine feelings of hatred against like a gay person, never. Like never. I don't think I ever have. And to me, as I got older, then I started learning about like intersex and then transgender. Can I call it transgenderism? I know conservatives say that a lot, and it just sounds weird. It's like the word wokesters. Like the person who came up with the word wokesters, like just inhales, like he gets high off his own farts, to be honest. But that's besides the point. And I guess I could say maybe I was transphobic. I don't know. Maybe I was transphobic because like the concept I'd never heard of the concept in my life till I was like at the age of around the age of 20. I'd really like I probably heard transsexual and transvestite here and there, but I'd never really understood it at all. Never even came into contact with somebody like not even in like media. If I'm no, okay, yeah, like I'm really I'm trying to think hard. Like I know a lot of early 2000s movies are now being called like fatphobic and transphobic and like all these other words. So I don't know, maybe some of those movies were portraying trans people and I didn't realize it, or something like that. Either way, like that's the previous me, or like just me growing up. But the older I've gotten, like while I do hate this reality and dislike being around most NPCs, something that has never registered to me is to like hate somebody because of their sexuality or even their gender identity, or for any reason physically, really, like physically, or whatever the case is. Like I insult people because I dislike them personally. I dislike your personality. I don't dislike you, like your outward appearance or whatever it is. I dislike people's personalities first and foremost. That's why for me, pretty privilege doesn't really fly around me. Like a woman could be incredibly beautiful and everything, but if she has a shitty attitude, I will literally just I will walk away disrespectfully, right? So to me, the ultimate reason why I think it's incredibly stupid to discriminate against like gay people, or like I'll just call it LGBT for sure, because I know there's like, I don't know, 27 other different letters to it, whatever, or alphabet mafia, right? Either LGBT or alphabet mafia, right? When it comes to human self-expression, it's really just a manifestation of sentience trying to make sense of itself, like on the widest scale possible. This is why even religion itself is not a cohesive belief. Every single person, every single Christian has their own interpretation. Every single Muslim, every single Hindu, every single uh, like practicing Orthodox Jew, they all have their own version of their religion. They'll agree on what they agree with with most people, but there's those little things that turn into very big things, like the Protestant Reformation, right? And then they just kept on breaking up and breaking up and breaking up, right? And to me, when I talk about human expression, or like let's say rather what is like a valid human expression in that sense, right? I'm not talking because you know people would say even violence is a form of human expression, right? That's why I want to narrow it down, right? I think there's a difference between expression and subjugation, right? Because there's you wanting to express a part of yourself, and then you also at the same time have been taught or brainwashed or traumatized to subjugate parts of yourself as well. So I think that's the difference I'm trying to make. And for me, I've never really battled with my sexuality at all. And I'm someone who, like, when I like in high school, when I would like sit around with girls, I'd have guys accusing me of being gay just because of how I got along with them. But I don't know. I just generally I like being around women. I don't I fucking sue me, I guess. Right. I can really I just flow with people, right? I flow where the if the environment is cool, I can flow with whoever. Like, just I'm not making much sense. I don't even know. Like, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, I literally get so tired of speaking at this point. Because who the fuck came up with language, to be honest? Like, maybe we could have, maybe it would have been possible for us to communicate telepathically, right? But then somebody created language. But I digress. Now, it's one of those fallacies about, natalism, that your child has to come out a carbon copy of you. And once you put that layer of religion on top of it, it's basically given them the power of God to either kill their children, like honor killings in terms of Islam, or to, oh heck, I mean, homosexuality is punishable by death as well in Islam, right? Uh, or in Christianity or other religions, they can like shun or exile or kick out their children because, you know, no son of mine's gonna be no homosexual. Like as if you had a choice in their fucking genetics. Even you, as a natalist, have no fucking say over your child's genetics. Fine, pick the partner you want to have sex with or whatever, but you like DNA really. It really either it either hoists you up or it humbles you. That's what DNA does. And there's literally nothing you can do about it, right? There's things you can do to mitigate it, but there's literally nothing you can do about it. And to me, making that such an ideal to pursue in this reality, it's quite a broken mentality. Because and I bring up that I've never really battled with my sexuality in that sense because I would say of all the shit I've done, I haven't really done a lot of chaotic things in my life. I haven't really done a lot of chaos or whatever. My my parents would say, they're always going to accept us. We're always their children and everything. But to my knowledge, none of us are like gay or lesbian or bi. None of us are, right? We're all cisgender heterosexual children or whatever. So I literally sometimes just wonder, like, so what if I was gay or my brother was gay? What like, or my sister was like a lesbian or something. What would happen? Like, would they really, really still accept us? Because they have that like conservative Christian upbringing type of thing. And it's one reason why I also don't believe in unconditional love, right? Okay, yes, there are some at least halfway decent parents who still accept their child for whatever their gender identity or sexual orientation are, right? Bare fucking minimum, by the way, right? I mean, you brought a child here and expected them to like what? Literally, what is it that they actually expect children to do here? Oh yeah, continue my legacy and be like me, basically. That's literally it. Continue my legacy and be like me. And if you don't, in some places, you can be executed. Heck, even your own siblings and your own parents would execute you on behalf of the government. You know, I I'm honestly incredibly inspired and proud of ex-Muslims in particular. Because knowing the religion that they've left is just that repressive that even if they, like, let's say if they were like an Egyptian or an Iraqi and then they left Islam and then they had to leave the country, obviously, then they moved to, like, I don't know, Australia or somewhere in Europe, there's Muslims there who will still pursue that person and threaten them, you know? They like, literally, I don't know what the hell, I don't know who the hell decided that Islam was a great idea for humanity. Because this, like, and it never ceases to amaze me how brutally people will contort themselves to defend these beliefs, these religious beliefs of theirs. But I mean, it was beaten into them, literally. It was like threatened into them with eternal torture and literally beaten into them. So that's not uh it's not a surprise. But then you have, like, okay, I don't think, is there anyone who's like openly gay and also Muslim? I can't really think of any. I can't really think of any. I normally watch a lot of the ex-Muslim content in particular. Like, I'm so bored with like the ex-Christian stuff. Okay, congrats, right? The fucking like zombie carpenter actually wasn't real, congrats. But it's one thing, like, Christianity already went through its like bloodshed phase, but it seems to be re-emerging again, right? It never really goes away, surprisingly. They're just like spores, right? They're just like spores after you've gotten rid of whatever infection or whatever. They just pop up when the time is right again. And people, like, I can't really just put it solely on Islam because it exists even within, obviously, Christianity as well. And somebody wouldn't have to die for them to just have a miserable experience from coming out. They'd be cut off, they'd be, exiled, harassed, whatever, you name it, ostracized, essentially, for, doing literally what comes naturally to their own physiology, right? By the way, these are people who are supposed to be so forgiving and so welcoming, and everybody's a sinner, but like the blood of the zombie carpenter will cover us all in I don't know, like, whatever the fuck they say. These are people who are supposed to be Christ-like until one of them isn't, right? Like it really, it really just, I don't know. I need synonyms to like blows my mind. I need more synonyms to that, honestly. How the hell is your religion a religion of sinners and repentance? But when somebody is like, let's just take the claims, right? Take the claim for now, right? The person, they're gay or they're lesbian or they're transgender, they're a sinner. Wouldn't it make more sense for you to be more accepting instead of ostracizing them? Wouldn't that make more sense? Right? But I guess it's they just invoke the Old Testament when they need to, and then when it's not necessarily, oh, but that's the Old Testament, it doesn't apply anymore, blah blah, like cafeteria freaking Christians, man. And mind you, when it comes to religious conservatives, what they hate is always what they are. What they openly like, when it comes to these matters of like sexuality in particular, what they hate is almost always what they. I don't know if you heard of the site called gayhomophobe.com. I'll link it down there. It is one of my favorite websites on the internet because it exposes these people. Then, like, I don't know if you can call it outing because I don't obviously believe in outing. I don't believe in outing someone, right? No matter who they are. But this website, Gay Homophobe, like, if you like are afraid of coming out, which is understandable, but then you go steps further to oppress the people in your exact position, in your exact predicament. You go out of your way to oppress them and look like, I don't know, the good little sheep or the good little obedient, I don't know, one of the good ones, basically, one of the good ones, one of the best ones even, right? If you go out of your way to do that, I would say, yeah, they deserve to be outed, right? People on this gayhomophobe.com website, they outed themselves in one way or another, or the story broke out or something. And I believe that because they caused so much suffering to people in their own, I don't want to call it community or whatever, but like, one guy I remember, I think, was Ted Haggard. I think he was a pastor, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, or one of them. Yeah, he was a pastor. Yeah, Ted Haggard, was he? And I don't know if he was like caught. He was caught in some weird situation. I think with a male prostitute or something. Yeah, he was caught with a male prostitute. I think denied it, but then eventually admitted to it. Then admitted he was gay, and now he's like campaigning for gay rights and stuff like that, right? I guess you could call that atonement, right? Like at least he's kind of undoing the damage that he's already done. He's not even undoing, like, taking steps to atone for it, right? You can't undo that kind of damage. Oh, then there's the Hungarian guy, the Hungarian politician. He was caught in like a 15-man orgy or something. Like, oh man, and he was one of the anti-gay campaigners in Hungary. What the like? And then it's always with these people, they take it like, it's one thing to say they're anti-gay and they hate gay people, but then you find out that they do like the most extreme opposite type things to what they say, right? And if these are all consensual adults, I don't care. Enjoy, do as you please. But it's crazy. It's crazy how people. I keep saying it. People just twist and twist and twist themselves into fitting into people who will never like them, who will never appreciate them, who will never want them around them, and they feel it best to force that onto their children and their children's children. If I were ever to have a child and they turned out like gay, lesbian, whatever, that literally wouldn't make me change my opinion about them, right? Nothing, not at all. And it's one thing. I think that if you talk about it to somebody, it will always expose their inner workings, right? You ask them about gay people or lesbians or whatever, it will always expose their inner workings. Fine, maybe they're fighting their own demons about it and everything, but still, I guess, nowadays it's honestly even it's too much to ask for the bare minimum. Like maybe I'm like speaking from a place of privilege, or like I don't know, I don't know. It's too much. It's too much, right? Like I really just need like a timeout button on reality. If humans hibernated like bears, I think we would. I think this reality would have been a lot less worse. I think I just need to hibernate, to be honest. I think that's what I'm really missing out on. I'm talking about like sleeping for like 3, 4 months straight, then waking up like, oh god, okay, you know. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to like these videos are mostly just mental notes as well. So I'll probably be doing better versions of them in the future when I'm more coherent.